Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having a Libra Moon in a natal chart. Now, first off is what I want to state is that some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the moon signs, and they were a little bit concise. And some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was do another series on the moon signs and make them a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing for the moon in astrology is connected with our unconscious side, and having a Libra moon on an unconscious level, the person may be very balanced, refined, fair, equitable, um, charming, diplomatic, tactful. Even if you have let's say if you have like an Aries sun or ascendant, you're very, the sun in Aries could be very outspoken as far as the basic character goes, and had an Aries ascendant, outwardly be very direct and outspoken, but the Libra moon could help balance things out, so to speak, and be a little bit more tactful and diplomatic than otherwise indicated, though on an unconscious level. May not be consciously aware of it all the time. Now, another thing too, an unconscious side of the Libra moon, the person may be very refined, yet ambivalent, indecisive, orderly, and but could be dependent as well, and needs to guard against being excessively dependent on people, even if they're not aware of it. And also, there could be a very docile, gentle side to the nature as well, and being cooperative, being able to need to be persuasive as well. Um, Libra Moon people can make good salespeople because of that, and also actors and actresses because, I mean, as an example, if I'm not mistaken, you may want to confer this on the internet. Actor Tony Danza, I believe, has a Libra Moon. He's a Taurus sun as well, so it's not surprising he gravitated toward the arts and is a great actor, of course. But anyway, now the moon in astrology is also associated with our emotional needs. And having a Libra moon, emotional needs can include intellectual sociability, ingratiating the self with others. A person may have more of a need, just for just relationships in general, collaborating with others on projects and endeavors more so than the average person. And also things that are beauty, that have beauty in them, that are aesthetically appealing. This person may have a need to beautify, say, their home with it was very, with artistry, really with fine decorations. Uh, Emotional needs also can include, really being that mediator, and also things that are of an artistic nature. Could be the expression of art, whether it's drawing, painting, or sculpting, as some examples. Fashion design, just fashion in general, having being attractive, um, and also bouncing ideas off others as well. And being a moon, an air moon, I should say. So being an air moon, there may be some literary and speaking abilities as well. Um, Now, another thing too is that the moon in astrology is connected with the mother. So, having a Libra moon, the mother may actually be a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody Libra characteristics. Um, it could be where the mother may have been somebody that you saw as very persuasive, charming, cooperative, tactful, diplomatic, compromising, peaceful, as some examples. And the mother may be someone that has encouraged you to really to be the mediator, or to really play fair, so to speak, and be about being equitable and fair-minded, whether it's playing just games in general, or what have you, or sports, just being fair-minded in things. And another thing too is that when you look at the moon in astrology, okay, the moon is also associated with one's home, their family, and people they're close to home with. And what I stated about the mother, and could be a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. The same can apply to your family in general and people you feel close to home with. Those some of those people may be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody those traits. But as far as the home goes, and having a Libra Moon, you may desire the home to be attractive, to have beauty in it, to have things that are simply aesthetically appealing, to have a peaceful feel into the home. And you may, your home may be one which may have, outside it might be very peaceful, have scenic beauty. Um, you may desire your home to be in a peaceful, tranquil place. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, just because someone has a Libra moon doesn't mean their home automatically is going to be in a peaceful place, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that have a Libra moon that are in rough environments, but the thing about it is there may be more of a desire, though, still to have a home that has more, peace and tranquility in it, more so than the other moon signs on average, or at least with the exception, I'd say, a Taurus moon, because Taurus moon desires peace and tranquility as well, may have that need for that. Now, another thing too is that people that you're close to home with and family, they may be people you perceive at least as very cooperative, people that can be persuasive but yet indecisive and ambivalent, but can be sociable as well. It could be, in some cases, a family of lawyers or arbitrators or negotiators. It can be people that are about compromise and that encourage community as far as intellectual sociability, bouncing ideas off others. The moon in astrology is also associated with our reactions and responses. So having a Libra moon, those reactions, the responses can be ones that are, about being fair, about being balanced, trying to find, compromise. Um, it might be as well, you know, um, really, being the responses can also be such that are very tactful and diplomatic, not designed not to incite an argument with someone, and really about, the responses can be just continuing to listen to what the other person has to say, hear their side. If there's an argument, Libra Moon can be receptive to this and being able to hear the other side of the story, as opposed to maybe being dominated more by what they think is right. And the thing too is, the moon in astrology is also associated with memories. So the memories, for somebody that has a Libra moon, may be often tied in to their relationships in general. It can be connected with, ingratiating the self with others, matters with art or fashion, whether they may have even designed something connected with fashion, or just being attractive in general, doing things that have made them, appear more attractive to others, and also even balance games. I mean, we have Jenga as an example, and that some of you may remember, older people out there, I don't know if they still make it or not, there was a game called Don't Tip the Waiter. I think that may have been a balance game as well, but you may want to check that and confer that on the internet, whatever. But anyway, and also just, matters of compromise, as well, and just their relationships in general, previous significant others. These are things that might dominate memories for Libra Moon people. Now, another thing about the moon is that it corresponds, with the public, and how we may, have a need to be recognized. And having a Libra moon, and the person may have a need to be recognized. It could be being about negotiation and compromise. Somebody that can be that mediator, has an ability to reconcile, be persuasive. It can be that consummate salesperson, the person that has the ability to persuade the public, and can do so maybe by selling items. Um, Doing something connected with balance, maybe something like gymnastics or tennis, as some examples. being the arbitrator or the diplomat, someone that knows how to, be that mediator, be that peacemaker. Those are some things that Libra Moon people may feel they have that need to be recognized as. Um, Another thing about the moon, of course, it's associated with one's emotions and feelings. And having a Libra moon, if those feelings, the emotions may be very refined, it may be about expressing that fair amount of emotion to fit a certain, situation, whether it's a death or whatever it may be. Um, and also having those peaceful feelings, having balanced emotions and feelings. And really, but a Libra moon can also become, matters upset, emotionally upset over matters connected with unfairness and injustice. I had a friend of mine a number of years ago. He has a Libra moon, and he had sobbed one time, and he told me about something that wasn't fair. And he was, very, really upset over it. So those are, things that Libra moon can become very upset over. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.